Hey guys, what's going on? So this is a very different video than I normally make, and I feel like I've made one of these before. And if you did click on this and you're now listening to this right now, first off, thank you for clicking on this. This is not necessarily a Rush Royale video, but this is content that I enjoy making, and I feel like most things on my channel, all things on my channel, it's content that I enjoy making. Just as a person who is a real person, I like making content that I take enjoyment out of. And this is something that I don't think most people would do. And I feel like because most people wouldn't do this, it makes me want to do it even more. I feel like I became a content creator, and sometimes I get comments and I question why I became a content creator, for the lack of a better, a more diplomatic answer. Sometimes I get comments that question, where I question, why did I start doing this? Am I affecting anybody's, am I helping anybody? And that ranges from just a wide variety of different things, and different reasons. And every so often I get comments that remind me why I became a content creator. And I became a content creator to help people. One of the first videos that I ever did, or the first video that I actually ever did, was how to co-op. And it was at a point in my game when I was playing co-op all the time, to get gold, to upgrade everything, and it's still to this day the biggest thing that I would tell people. You should do this in order to progress through the game. Stop playing PvP, focus all of your energy on co-op. You will learn so much more from the game if you try to solo co-op. Anybody can co-op with a person. Anybody can build up a field and get the other person to shaman them and witch them and clock them, and they can win. And there's not a lot of effort that you really need to put. And I feel like if you want to get good at this game, the better you play co-op, the better you will be in the greater world of PvP, as opposed to if you just played PvP all the time, and then whenever you played co-op, you just set up your board and then stopped and then let your opponent shaman you, and relied on shaman, as opposed to running the deck that you run in PvP in co-op. And I think that co-op teaches you a lot of things. And so one of the first videos that I ever made was a co-op video. It was how to co-op. If you are being the offensive player, this is what you should be doing. If you're using Scrapper, keep using Scrapper. Use Scrapper until you cannot use Scrapper anymore, until it's unsafe to use Scrapper. I was going, I was playing with people who just, would set up a level 1 Blade Dancer board and then say, okay, go, do the rest of it for me. And that's when, as a support person, that's when you feel like you don't have enough shamans, and you need Cauldron, and you need Trickster, and you need to do all these things. When in actuality, if they had a board of level 4, level 5 Blade Dancers, and then you shamaned them, and that's when you started shamaning them, you could win. And because it's co-op, you're supposed to both try. And then as a support player, I felt like I had a lot of knowledge on that too. How to efficiently use Harlequins and Mimes and Shamans, and you don't just, blow through everything. There is a strategy to being a support person. There is a strategy to the deck build. And that was the first video that I ever made, and then and I've had a Rush Royale career ever since. I just wanted to read this comment that Flashy Beige sent me. And this was based off of the Rush Royale tier list 22.0 that I just did. And that video has 604 views. It has 18 upvotes. It's my tier lists are my most successful videos that I will ever post, mostly because no other content creator does them. And I've kind of cornered the market and I don't understand why. I will never understand why I've cornered the market on tier list videos, but apparently I have. Apparently I'm the only person that thinks to put out tier list videos. But Flashy Beige wrote me a comment and said, "Thanks again for your time and perspective. As a newer player, your videos have saved me a lot from a lot of potential pitfalls and time sinks." And so that obviously piqued my interest. I wanted to know, like, what kind of time sinks did I save you from? And so he wrote this like really long explanation. And it's been several things. I'm currently at 1630-ish crit, running a cultist deck. Prior to getting a cultist, I ran an engineer deck. I think the biggest and most useful tip for me was on how to spend resources and your advice that the game rewards patience. That is 100% true. When you also said that the best cards are the ones you have, that really stuck with me. No sense in crippling your progression by hoarding materials, waiting for the RNG gods to smile when you can make a solid deck with what you have. Hope this hasn't been too rambly, but the too long didn't read is resource management, patience, and planning to be successful where you are now rather than the meta you hope to be in months from now. And this was like... This hit me on a number of levels. One, I've been dealing with a lot of negativity and again, in different kinds of ways. I've been dealing with a lot of negativity from people. I specifically started doing Rush Royale videos to help people. That's it. I'm not trying to be popular. I'm not trying to make people pay me to play the game, right? I'm not slamming anybody who does that. If you get to that level of popularity, right? I guess that is the logical next step, if you obtain millions or thousands or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, there's the idea in your head that, maybe I should, add a button on my page that says, "Hey, if you like my content, please pay me and I will make better content. I will invest this money into the game, or I will just have better quality of life outside of this game to where I can play this game more often." There's a lot of content creators who that's how they use it. So on one hand, you could either, as a content creator that gets money, you can either use all of the money that people are investing into the game and just cycle it back into the game so that you can max out all of your cards much faster, get that level 20 Zeus, get that level 20 Mermaid, make, that kind of content. Or if people are paying you enough, you could theoretically quit your job and then, focus all of your attention on this game. If you didn't have to work and if you didn't have to leave your house and you could just stay at home while people paid you, and that basically supplements your income that you would normally be making. What I'm trying to say is I'm not slamming anybody for doing that, but that's not my goal. My goal isn't to make content so that I can be paid for this. I simply just wanted to take my knowledge of this game and pass it down to younger people. And by younger people, I don't mean age-wise. I mean people that are within my crit rating or lower. People who struggle to get the 6920 chest, which I feel is 90% of the population of this game. I think there's a top 10%, obviously, that have the level 20 Zeus, the level 20 Mermaid, the maxed out, max talent decks. And that is a top 10% of people in this game. And A-Friend Gaming, obviously, A-Friend Gaming, Muck, Momo Royale, most of these people are in that top tier level of play. And I feel I do not aspire to be that. I feel over the course of time, over the course of a lot of time, I will eventually theoretically get there. But I also think that by the point that I, obtain, max summoner, max, inquisitor, max dryad, max Tesla, max robot, max dryad, max cultist, max, right? They'll probably have released 70 other units, you know, that I have not maxed out. By that point, they will have, you know, 70 other units and 40 other heroes that I have not maxed out. And so, you know, the goalpost just keeps getting further and further away. And I feel like I am in no rush to get to that point. If I could consistently get to 6920 trophies every single month, I'd be fine with that. That's honestly, if I can easily get to 6920 and not hate my life for the last, you know, couple of days, which is currently right now. Oh, my bad. I meant to give you guys a picture to look at. And I think that if I rotate this, I have this, you know, like slightly off center or like quarter turned. And I'm pretty sure that when I quarter turn this video, you can now watch this as a horizontal video. And it's a horizontal picture, I think. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a silly picture. Oh, I feel like people would have, if I was going to like, oh no, I showed my receipt. I just went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place, and this was my receipt. So in case you were like, oh my god, I'm going to screenshot that, and I'm going to put him on blast because of that thing that he showed us for a quarter of a second in that video. Yeah, it's an all-you-can-eat sushi receipt. But I was going to I meant to go to the left. I meant to go to the right. That's what I meant to do. This is, I don't know how this is going to work. Maybe you just have an upside down picture of Taylor Swift. I don't know. I just thought that it would be funny because I'm pretty sure that once I rotate the video, this will now be a horizontal picture. Maybe. Theoretically. Theoretically, it should be. And you can watch this as a horizontal picture, even though it's a vertical video. My brain is gonna hurt. I'm gonna stop trying to explain this. I guess the short of it is, I started my Rush Royale career, my YouTube Rush Royale career, in order to help people. I started it with a very intent purpose that my target audience is not the top 10% people, because I don't know how to relate. The easy answer is I don't know how to relate. I feel like people who have max everything or play in that area, play in that arena of above 6,900, or they start their journey at 6,000, crit or 6,000 trophies, right? 6,000 and above. I don't start my trophies there. I struggle like when I get around that area, and like I don't have that kind of deck. I have no concept of that level of play. Nor do I want it. I don't care. I don't care to obtain that, right? Whatever you do for your job, right? I trust you don't make six figures, right? I trust that you don't make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I trust that you make, I don't know, 60,000 a year, 30,000 a year. I think 30,000 a year is like the average for individual single people. And I feel like whenever somebody talks to me about like high level play, when they're like, oh yeah, like Max Zeus and Max Demon Hunter and Max, that's all I hear. And it's kind of like, if you make, $60,000 a year and some billionaire is telling you how you should invest your money. So, oh yeah, you make sure every year you put like $130,000 into a savings account, let that money accrue. You should buy a lot of property. You should, cause like I did that when I was your age, and now I'm a billionaire, and it makes it so much, life just makes it so much easier. It's so much easier to like live life if you just follow that rule. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm just trying to pay my rent, man. Like, I don't care in investing way more than I have into something that I have no concept of. And that's how I feel like that top 10% lives. And I was never that. I'm not that in this game. And I don't really aspire to be that. And what I aspire to be is somebody that can help somebody at or below like my current rating in this game. Not necessarily somebody ultra new, like not somebody in like arenas. That's like further from me than I would want. But somebody who thinks that Inquisitor is really good. If you watch my 22.0 tier list, you'll understand that joke. Somebody who thinks that, Blade Dancer is kind of cool. Somebody who is like, how is Crystalmancer? Those kinds of questions, right? And even more so than just those kinds of questions, the real kinds of people that I want to help and are the people that I want to change their mindset on how they look at this game. I feel like there's a lot of people who have a lot of negative thoughts about this game, and I feel like new players have that kind of concept that this is a pay to win type game, and there's no way you can progress if you don't, spend $5,000. If you don't, spend thousands of dollars maxing out Riding Hood right now, because you can, just so you know. If you wanted to spend hundreds of dollars, you can buy gem packs, and then buy the packs in the store for collection cards, and then you can max out Riding Hood right now if you wanted to. Like, there are already people in this game like with level 13 Riding Hoods. You can do it if you want to spend that kind of money. And I feel like a lot of people think that this game is a pay-to-win game, and it's not. And I feel like a lot of people think that you will never obtain a level 5 mermaid, because it's impossible. And it's not. And I feel like a lot of people, whenever they see nerfs, they think that... I think the typical Discord statement that everybody likes to use is, those greedy developers, they're so dumb and they always nerf cards, and they're so greedy and all they want is money. And they're not. Any card can be buffed and any card can be nerfed, and any card can go from the top of the crop to nothing easily. Like Enchant Sword. Enchant Sword is now a kind of nothing card. Monk was kind of a nothing card until it was a something card, and now it's kind of an okay card. Like Inquisitor was the top card forever, and now it's not really. And I think Portal Mage was a big 0-0 card, and it's kind of seeing some play now. Right? Because of talents and because of, changes in the game. Mermaid, when it first came out, nobody cared. Nobody cared at all about Mermaid because the mechanic was terrible. And then they changed the mechanic and now everybody thinks it's great. Like, anything in this game can be nerfed, but it also can be buffed. And I feel like a lot of people like to think about this game very negatively. And I like talking to those people. And I like trying to change the minds or the mindsets of people who think negatively about this game. And that if they are open to like thinking about things in a different way, not focusing on PvP, focusing on co-op, utilizing gold efficiently, not, buying cards in the shop. Buy legendaries, obviously, but every so often I get people who are like, what should I buy in the shop? Like, I'm going to buy, Alchemist in the shop because I want to use the talents. And I always want to say, like, don't buy Alchemist. You will eventually, over the course of the game, obtain enough Alchemists. You should utilize every single ounce of gold to upgrade your cards, because I trust that you still have to upgrade your cards. And upgrading your cards gives you a far better it gives you a far better bonus for your best deck that you're currently using in both PvP, co-op, and tournaments, than buying 50 more Alchemist pieces, just so that you can then not have money when you need to upgrade that Alchemist. And that's what will happen. And eventually you will obtain enough everything to upgrade everything, that you don't need to specifically spend gold that is a very precious resource to new players, buying shards, because eventually you'll have too many shards. And there is, as of right now, currently no way of getting rid of shards. And so you will just obtain and obtain and obtain useless shards that you bought over the course of the amount of time that you've been playing this game. That is another big pitfall in this game. And it's trying to buy like individual cards in the shop that are not legendaries, and not upgrading your cards and not focusing co-op. And a lot of people focus PvP. I feel like the kind of place that I want to cement myself into like this Rush Royale community, it's not that of gameplay. That's not to say that I won't do gameplay. I obviously do a lot of gameplay. I like doing live streams, not on any kind of schedule. I don't post on any kind of schedule, which is a lot of what most YouTubers will tell you to do, like always post on a schedule. I'm not necessarily, I don't want to confine myself to this game and to always posting, so I won't always post. I like posting when I have something to say. I don't post just because. I post when I think that this information will help somebody. When I feel like this is something new. When I feel like it's not just like, oh, hey, I want a game with Blade Dancer today, here it is. Like, if I'm going to post that, like, it's going to be because I figured something out. And I did figure something out. That's actually going to be my next video that I post. But I post for a reason. And because I post for a reason, I won't post all the time. So with all that being said, for everybody here that continues to enjoy my content, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you are the reason why I make content. As much as I love, messing with people who give me really awkward comments, as much as that, like brings me joy to just do a back and forth with people that want to be aggressive. I love getting positive comments because it reminds me of why I do this. It reminds me of why I make content on here. It reminds me of just, it makes me feel like I'm making a difference. Like the things that I've learned in this game are actually helping somebody. And I get a lot of people who just want to take, and that is a very YouTube thing. It's a very social media thing. Like I'll post a video about something and somebody will write a comment like, hey, build me a deck, or hey, I'm at 6K. What should I, or how do I get to 6K? Or, oh, hey, these are my cards. What's the best deck to build? And as many times as I can answer that question, because I can answer that question, but there's a big part of me as a YouTuber and as a person where I read a comment like that and I always think to myself, yeah, but did you like the content of this video? Like, was my time making this video worth it to you? Or do you just want to take information from me? Do you just want me to like reply to you because you need this information right now and you don't care about my content? You just want somebody to tell you what to do. And sometimes that can be a little bit much when it happens over and over and over. And so sometimes whenever people take time out of their day to say, hey, this video and your channel helps me and it makes a difference. And it's been helping me play the game. It's been helping me enjoy the game. I wasn't enjoying this game because I thought it was pay to win. But, like listening to your videos, like you talking about how you can play this game free to play or free to player, and how it's not a pay to win game because it's not. It's a pay to play better people. It's not pay to win. It's pay to play better people. You can get a level 20 Zeus right now, but you will then just be matched up against people with level 20 Zeus. Like, and then what's your crit percentage? Your crit percentage is 5,000. Good for you. You're going to now be playing against people with 6,000 crit. Like, like this game is not pay to win. It's pay to play better people. And it's not a pay to win game. And if you, and like, I feel like a lot of people have definitely told me that like my videos and me talking so much about how this game is a very free-to-play game. It's a very free-to-play friendly game. This game gives you so many things for free. And people just like slamming this game for being greedy. And it's insane to me. People have just so many things to complain about in this game. But I just want to say thank you. Because it really means a lot to me, and it makes me want to continue making content. I will continue making content regardless, because so far the negative comments that I get do not outweigh positive comments that I get. But as a YouTuber that is all about that, like my job is to make content. And the internet's job is to criticize my content, whether for good or bad. It does help me a lot when you write nice things. It means a lot to me. So thank you.